Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 58, chapter entitled Krishna Marries Five Princes. Text 1 to text 8 we'll discuss, we'll recite text 1. Shri Shukavacha Ekada Pandavan Drashtum Pratitan Purushottamah Indraprastham Gatah Shriman Yuyudhanadhibirvritah. Shri Shuka Uvacha Ekada Pandavan Drashtum Pratitan Purushottamah Indraprastham Gatah Shriman Yuyudhanadhibirvritah. Shri Shuka Vacha Ekada Pandavan Drashtum Pratitan Purushottamah Indraprastham Gatah Shriman Yuyudhanadhibirvritah. Matajis, Shri Shuka Vacham Pandavan Drashtum Pratitan Purushottamah. Word to word meaning. Shri Shuka Vacham Shukadeva Goswami said, Ekada, once, Pandavan, the sons of Pandu, Drashtum, to see, Pratitan, visible, Purushottamah, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Indraprastham, to Indraprastha, the Pandavas' capital, Gataha, went, Shriman, the possessor of all opulence, Yuyudhan Adibhin, by Yuyudhan, Satyaki and others. Satyaki is another name of Yuyudhan. Vritaha, accompanied. Translation and purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Shukadeva Goswami said, once the supremely opulent personality of Godhead went to Indraprastha and to visit the Pandavas who had again appeared in public, accompanying the Lord were Yuyudhan and other associates. Purport. Almost everyone except Lord Krishna and Lord Balaram had thought the Pandavas perished in the fire set by Duryodhan in the house of Lac. Now the Pandavas had appeared again in public and Krishna was paying them a visit. Please repeat the translation. Shukadeva Goswami said, once the supremely opulent personality of Godhead went to Indraprastha to visit the Pandavas, who had again appeared in public. Accompanying the Lord were Yuyudhan and other associates. Om Ajnanatirmirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitamsya Namaham Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamine Dinam Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarine Nama Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gaurutushe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanusate Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vansha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna. So we'll be discussing 8 verses. Some have purport, some don't have, with a small purport. So what we'll do, we'll not recite all the verses together. We'll discuss one by one and proceed. So here, after Krishna married Rukmini, and then Jambavati, and then finally Krishna married Satyabhama. And then we heard about this Samantak jewel, which was stolen twice. And after that, what was going on parallelly in Hastinapur, Duryodhan had planned to kill Pandavas. Always he was insecure. Even though he was prince, but he was always insecure. We'll discuss about that. And then so Duryodhan arranged to send Pandavas and Kunti to Vanavrat. And he had made a house of lac. You understand lac? It's a reddish, maroonish substance which easily catches the fire. So sometimes if you see, government uses this a lot to seal anything. If they seal the house, they seal the building. If they seal some, there are question paper going from one station to another. You see it's locked and then lac is put. That is the lac. So it catches fire very easily, and Duryodhan's plan was that we'll kill them. But by Krishna's arrangement and Vidura's instruction to Yudhishthir, Yudhishthir was leaving for the Vanavrat, and Vidura, he said something, and it is a Shudra language or Malacha language. It's a code word. So I don't know, but some devotee was saying it was English. It's low class language. So, and then they were saved. But they were hiding. Kunti said, we should not come directly, immediately into appearance, because then Duryodhan will continue his nefarious activities. We don't want that. We want peace in life. And they were hiding in a village. And then Bhima, he kills Hidamba and marries Hidambini. And then Bhima also kills Bakasur. And finally, they were told that they need a guru. Without guidance, what is their life? Yudhishthir was told by the sages that if you don't have guru, how will you continue? Because you don't have direction. That people are not understanding today, that without direction we cannot proceed anywhere. And direction will only come from parampara. All other directions are, they are there to misdirect us. One who is following parampara, he can only direct us, otherwise everyone else will misdirect, including our dearmost friend, the mind. In a conditioned state, we consider our dearmost friend as mind. And in unconditional, pure state, the dearmost friend is Krishna. Surata sarvadehinam. So then, finally they found out Dhaumya Rishi, and Yudhishthir made Dhaumya Rishi as their guru. And Dhaumya Rishi said that, let us go to, which is that Panchal. Let us go to Panchal, and King Drupad, he has organized Swayamvar for his beautiful daughter Draupadi. And there's a long history, and we know how it was a fight between Dronacharya and Drupad Maharaj and all that, and Drishtadumna appeared and Draupadi also appeared from Yagyakund. So they went, and finally Arjuna, he won Draupadi. And they were married. And how they were married to? All 5 brothers were married to one Draupadi, as instructed by Mother Kunti. After that only, they came in public. It was known that these are 5 Pandavas. And so Dhritarashtra unwillingly invited them back to the palace. And now Krishna, except Krishna and Balaram, as purport says, except Krishna and Balaram, everyone thought that they are dead. But they knew. So, when they were living in the palace in Hastinapur, Krishna and Balaram thought to pay visit. So Krishna wanted to go and see his dearmost devotees and his aunt, Queen Kunti. So that is how this chapter starts. Our Acharyas explained that Krishna actually came to marry Kalindi. The chapter is Krishna marries 5 princes. Kalindi, Mitravinda, Nagnajiti, Bhadra and Lakshmana. So 3 and 5, 8, and then after killing Bhaumasur, 16,100. So that makes 16,108. So he has come here to marry Kalindi. In Bhagavatam, we don't find much austerities. All these princes, they have performed in the past. But in other Puranas, it is mentioned about Kalindi, who is Yamuna. She performed austerities for 1,000 years. Only so that she can have Lord Krishna as her husband. Nowadays, you know, everything is in trend. You know, we say this is trending, hashtag trending. You know? So it is in trend that I want Krishna. Okay, good. That people are, you know, at least in India, people are moving towards dharma. At least they are inclined. But they want quick results. So we all become devotees and we are helping others to connect to ISKCON. But there is a problem. We are looking for quick results. We want to attain Krishna in like, if not few seconds, at least in few minutes. Okay? Or in few months, we want to attain Krishna. That's a challenge. That's the problem. Here we see Kalindi is performing austerities for 1000 years to attain Krishna as her husband. And we want Krishna, we want to attain Krishna in few months or few years. And without performing any austerity. What austerities we are performing? The first austerity, Srila Rupa Goswami says, Sarvapadhi vinirmuktam tat paratvena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhaktiruchyate. Service to Lord Rishikesha, engaging our senses. It is a big austerity. And before that he says, Sarvapadhi vinirmuktam, the biggest austerity. Sarvapadhi vinirmuktam is nothing but giving up our false ego, which is almost impossible for a conditioned soul. Almost impossible. Only by some ahito ki kripa, causeless mercy, we can give up a false ego. Otherwise not possible. Sarva Padhi Vinirmuktam, giving up all the upadhis, all the designations. How can I give up all the designations? Because the designations are there because of false ego. So first I have to renounce false ego. Then he says, engaging the senses. So before we engage the senses, Krishna says, you have to control the senses. Kim asita vrajeta kim? Arjuna is asking how he sits and how he walks. That means how he controls the senses and how he engages the senses. Until and unless one controls the senses, how will he engage? He cannot engage. Krishna says, Bhokta Ram Yagata Pasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Krishna is proprietor. How can one claim he is a proprietor? There's proprietor, there's enjoyer, there's controller. So, Jai SriSriRadhaRasbihariTemple Lakshman Hanuman Shri Gaur Nitai ki. How many of you have eyes? Not the baraf wala eyes, chakshu, eyes. How many of you have eyes? How many of you own your eyes? How many of you have eyelids? Palak hote hain? Eyelids. How many of you have eyelids? See, you have eyelids, but you are not able to control and you are sleeping. See, we are not able to control the senses, then where is the question of engaging the senses? We own our eyelids. That is why we don't own them. Even though we have it, we don't own it. So, controller, proprietor, enjoyer. If you want to enjoy anything, you should be proprietor of that object. How can you claim proprietorship? Jiski lathi, uski bhais. Simple principle. You can only claim the proprietorship if you can control that object or control that property. तो कृष्ण के केस में कैसा है? जिसकी लाठी उसकी गाय. लाठी भी कृष्ण के पास है, गाय भी कृष्ण के पास है. Krishna has some buffaloes and sheep also. Goats. Shukadeva Goswami mentions that. So until and unless you control object, you cannot claim proprietorship, and until and unless you are not a proprietor, you are not an enjoyer. So even though we have body, we have senses, but we are not proprietors of our senses because we are not able to control them. So we are not able to control our senses, we are not proprietor, and that is why we cannot enjoy our senses or enjoy through our senses. It will not fit in the science. And now without becoming the controller and proprietor, we are trying to become enjoyer of the world through the senses, and both the world and the senses are not controlled by us. Think about it. And that state is called illusion. And so we are all in illusion. That's called conditional state. So first austerity is to control the senses. Vacha vegam, manasa krodha vegam, jiva vegam, udaropastha vegam. First you control the senses. Then you can claim proprietorship. And then actually you can enjoy. Krishna is not stopping you from enjoyment. Krishna wants to give us enjoyment, but pure enjoyment. And that is why pure devotees who have controlled their senses, they relish. They are happy always. For them, material world doesn't, material world, spiritual world is not a problem. Whether they are in material world or spiritual world, that's not an issue. They are happy. So, Mother Kalindi has practiced austerity for 1000 years. And what austerities we are performing to attain Krishna? We are not even following the instructions given by, simple instructions given by Srila Prabhupada. Simple instructions. And then, after few years, when we are not able to get the result, we blame the system, we blame the parampara, we blame Krishna. It may happen after few years, it may happen after few decades. I met I don't know whether I should call devotee. I met a person who still isn't part of society. 40 years of chanting Hare Krishna, now he has left. And he says that I don't trust Krishna, I don't have any faith in Krishna, I don't have any faith in system. Now I am old, I just need to take care of my body. That's all. And so I need facilities and I demand those facilities. After 40 years, that's the situation. So what will happen? Punaramushika bhava. You'll take again birth. Start from same. Next life again you will become a new bhakta. Again same austerities. Sometimes these devotees come that I want to join new bhakta, I want to take yellow dress. They are in so much of hurry to take yellow dress. Once they come in, they are in hurry to go out also. Kabhi white karenge Prabhu ji, kabhi white karenge, kabhi pila karenge. Because mind is not controlled. Mind is not satisfied. It's not peaceful. The external is very much important. And that's why we're not happy in Krishna consciousness. So austerities, at least basic austerities we should perform. Sometimes devotees, they think that they have to perform big austerity, then do also. Some season has gone and there is some season upcoming. This month, this vrata, and Bhishma Panchak is coming, Kartik is coming, Purushottam Mas have gone. But let us see what Krishna talks about austerities in Bhagavad-gita. Austerities of body, austerities of speech, and austerities of mind. 5 into 3, 15 austerities. If you practice this, we are there. Paramatma Samahita. Krishna says, no, in 6th chapter, 7th verse. What's that? How it starts? Jitatmana Prashantatma Paramatma Samahita Shitoshna Sukha Dukkheshu Tatha Manapamanayo. Shita Ushna, one who has controlled, Jitatmanaha, one who has controlled his mind, Prashantatma, one who is Shant, one who can control the mind, he will become Prashant. Paramatma Samahita, he has achieved Paramatma. And what will happen? The weathers, hot and cold, Sukha and Dukkha, Tatha, the subtle, Manapamanayo, he will not be affected. And that's why he is happy. If we want happiness, we have to achieve that state. There is no other way. By external change, Prahlad Maharaj says, by external changing anything or everything, you still will not be happy. Changing ashrams, changing temples, changing services, changing planets. You may even request Brahma, he will talk to other Brahma, and you can change Brahmanda also. You can, if you go through protocol. Again you go to different Brahmanda. Someone will tell you, Brahmanda Brahmite Kono Bhagyavan Jeev. Same things will apply there. And still you will not find happiness. Then you go to third Brahmanda. Then you will say, oh, our Brahma is the smallest Brahma. Only 4 heads. I want to go to Brahma who has 16 heads. Okay. Lord Brahma will send you. But same old things will start. And then again you will change. Again you will change. Again you will change. And that's why scripture says happiness is not outside, it is inside. So inside means sometimes devotee, they just, I don't know what they are doing, but that is not happiness. When we say happiness is inside, that means you have to control the mind and senses. Then only happiness will come. Otherwise no happiness. So 5 austerities of body. Austerities of body consist in worship of the Supreme Lord, Brahmanas, spiritual master, and superiors like father and mother. And Krishna will exhibit, we'll talk about how Krishna shows. So there is the austerity of mind, 1, then cleanliness, simplicity, celibacy, and non-violence. How come Krishna is talking non-violence as austerity to Arjuna and telling him to become violent? There's another long discussion it will take to explain. Arjuna was told by Krishna that you should practice non-violence, but he is telling him to fight. And then austerity of speech consists in speaking words that are truthful, pleasing, beneficial, and not agitating to others, and also in regularly reciting Vedic literature, Swadhyaya, Mantra Ucharan. Then subtle. From body, the speech is subtle, and more subtle is mind. Satisfaction, simplicity, gravity, self-control, and purification of one's existence are the austerities of the mind. Take a piece of paper, write down all the austerities of body, speech and mind, and write date 1 to 31, starting tomorrow, 1st October to 31st October, and tick every day before you sleep what you were able to follow, what you were not able to follow. Then you will come to know where you are. Similar practice is given in Nectar of Instruction by Rupa Goswami. 12 items not to do, 12 items to do, 24 items, make a list, see every day what you are supposed to do, are you doing that? And what you are not supposed to do, are you doing that? Simple. But austerities we must perform if we want to attain Krishna. Otherwise, Krishna is not so cheap. Krishna is sitting on JVPT signal and he is calling that, come and take me home. Krishna is not a beggar. Even to meet one minister or a Bollywood celebrity, you need to perform austerities. What to talk of, meeting Krishna, the ultimate celebrity. Can you imagine if Krishna opens his Instagram account, how many followers will he have? Sometimes devotees have doubts. That Prabhuji, why we are not popular, why ISKCON is not so followers, not so many followers. Hey, Krishna is giving publicity to ISKCON. See, right now it's going on. That's how Krishna is giving publicity. It's only one planet. Few hundred crores. If Krishna personally comes and opens his Instagram account, all the higher planetary, lower planetary system, people will immediately take smartphone, open Instagram and follow Krishna. Every activity Krishna was performing when he was physically here, 5,000 years ago, demigods will come and shower the flowers. Who is the celebrity, tell me? Any cricket celebrity, he will hit a century and demigods will shower the flowers? Sometimes helicopter is arranged to shower the flowers. That is Krishna. So then, if we don't perform austerity, then again Krishna says, one more austerity. So you can check. It's very important. Dehi nosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yovanam jara tatha dehantara praptir dhiras tatra namoyati. If you don't become a dhira and you attain old age, your life is miserable. Let me explain. So Krishna says, this body has taken birth, passes through 6 stages and ultimately dies. So Yovanam, Kaumaram, Yovanam, Jara. Now we are mostly, Yovanam state. If we don't advance in bhakti, if we don't become Krishna conscious, then old age, the mind will trouble further. You will become more bodily conscious. If you are not Krishna conscious, you tend to become more bodily conscious. See the people who are not devotees, when they grow old, they become more bodily conscious. The children and the elderly people. Because young people, they are working hard, so they are kind of, not worried about their body. But elderly people, they are dependent. If a person who is not a devotee, you don't give him food at time. When someone who is 70 years, 80 years, you don't give at time his food, and he'll be agitated. Because he becomes so insecure. People are not talking to me, people are not caring for me. I'm not getting food, what if I'll die, I'll not get medicine, whether they'll take me to hospital or not. Unfortunately, if we will not practice Krishna consciousness now and grow old, we'll come to same stage. We'll become more bodily conscious, even though apparently we are wearing tilak and kantimala and dhoti kurta. And that's happening. That happens. Because you have not become dhira. Today only I was hearing Prabhupada's lecture. Prabhupada was stressing on this point. If you don't become dhira, you will suffer. You must become dhira. And how? By following the principles, by following the instructions, you will become dhira. Imagine if you grow old, 70, 80, and you are not able to chant attentively, you will suffer internally. Life will be miserable. It is so difficult. You cannot do other activities, you cannot serve much because body will not allow. You cannot travel all around Dham because body will not allow. So bodily austerities now, and tongue austerity now. Gradually mind you perform austerity. If mind is peaceful, then you will be peaceful. Otherwise old age can make you do anything. And that is why people become very agitated when they grow old, because they are insecure, they are more bodily conscious, they are more dependent on others. God, if we become handicapped or when we are sick, we become agitated because we are dependent on others and we don't like that. Another person is not serving with heart, then we will be not in a good shape mentally. So that is what Krishna has come to marry Kalindi, because Kalindi has performed austerities. And austerities attract Krishna. Tapasya. We can talk so much, but time is not there. We have to go. Next verse. When the Pandavas saw that Lord Mukunda had arrived, those heroic sons of Pritha all stood up at once, like the senses responding to the return of the life air. The metaphor used here is quite poetic. When a person is unconscious, the senses do not function. But when the consciousness returns to the body, all the senses spring to life at once and begin functioning. Similarly, the Pandavas all stood up at once, enlivened to receive their Lord Shri Krishna. Beautiful metaphor. Shukadeva Goswami says, Krishna is life and soul. When Krishna comes, the consciousness comes in the body. Sometimes someone may become unconscious and fell down. So because conscious is not there, we say it's unconscious. Behosh ho gaya hai. Hosh nahi hai. So then consciousness returns, then you again awaken yourself. So Krishna is that consciousness for devotees. His life and soul. The heroes embraced Lord Achyuta, and touch of his body freed them from sin. Looking at his affectionate smiling face, they were overwhelmed with joy. Srila Jiva Goswami explains that since Pandavas were never sinful, the term ena saha here is referred to suffering caused by separation from Krishna. The unhappiness was now thus vanquished by the Lord's return. Pandavas definitely are sinless. Krishna uses this word sinless, oh sinless Arjuna, in Bhagavad-gita. So they are not sinful. So why it is said their sins are removed? They are not sinful, but they are suffering. And why they are suffering? Because of separation from Krishna. And this is very much applicable to us. Why we are suffering in this material world? Because we are not Krishna conscious. Only reason for suffering in material world is we are not Krishna conscious. There is no other reason. All other reasons are external. Whether bodily deformities are there, whether financial inabilities are there, whether other problems are there, everything else doesn't matter if you are Krishna conscious. Who was that Brahmana? Vasudeva Vipra, the leper. He had leprosy all over his body. But he was not unhappy. He was happy. Worms would, eat his body. And when he would walk, sometime the worms would fall down. When the worms would fall down. And he'll pick the worms up carefully, keep them on his body. That you continue your food. He was so compassionate. He was so happy. How is it possible? Haridas Thakur, beaten in 22 marketplaces. He was not unhappy. So these external things will not matter if we are Krishna conscious. And if you are not Krishna conscious, then do whatever you may, you will never become happy. That's the rule. Like there's a saying, they say, Put saput to sinchan kahe, put kaput to sinchan kahe. If your son is saput, if he is qualified, you don't have to, save any money. He will earn because he is qualified. And put kaput, if he is unqualified, useless rascal, what is the use of saving for him? He will destroy everything. So don't save. So that is why all the savings should be given to Nandalala and not to your Lala. Prabhupada says, give the savings to Nandalala. So that is how your Lal will become Pila, Kala, Neela, Hara. Anyways. And Gulabi. In America, there are 81 different types of genders. 81 different types of genders. Krishna made 2 and they created 79 more. It's like there is transgender. So there is transable. A transable person means in London there is a person who is fit, but he feels that no, I am handicapped. So he cuts his arm. He goes and cuts his arm. Now I am happy. Crazy people. What do you call when the consciousness is polluted? What word Prabhupada uses? There's one Prabhupada uses one word, no? Anyways, Vasudev Vipra, he's taking the worms and keeping. Because there are already worms. And there's perverted, perverted is the perverted followers. This person went and actually cut his arm. So these people are called transabled. So there are transgender, transable. Now there is something called one more trans has come. So all the trans is coming in America. But they are not able to attain the trance of Krishna consciousness. So then why? So one reporter asked, then if you are giving freedom to everyone, then why do you stop a child going and drinking alcohol? He will also demand freedom. So in the name of freedom, all this is going on. So joy, they were never sinful, but separation. So separation from Krishna makes us unhappy. After the Lord bowed down at the feet of Yudhishthira and Bhima and firmly embraced Arjuna, he accepted obeisances from twin brothers Nakula and Sahadev. But externally, Krishna was Pandava's cousin. And their relationship was just like that between cousin brothers, because Yudhishthira and Bhima were externally senior to Krishna, and Lord bowed down at their feet, whereas he embraced his peer Arjuna and accepted obeisances from younger brothers Nakula and Sahadev. Sometimes inexperienced devotees think it is sinful to honor or bow down to an elder brother in Krishna consciousness. But from Krishna's example, here we may conclude that offering all respects to senior brother in Krishna consciousness is not sinful. Maybe, it would have happened. So sometimes devotees, even if we become devotee, even if you become brahmachari, even if you become sannyasi, there's no harm in bowing down to your parents and to elders in your family. There's a duty, one of the austerities Krishna is saying. No, Prabhuji, but they are stopping. All the time they are stopping me to practice Krishna consciousness. It's all right. Prahlad Maharaj would always bow down to Hiranyakashipu. He would never listen to what Hiranyakashipu has to advise. So we should follow the example of Prahlad Maharaj. Pay respect and don't follow them if someone is against Krishna consciousness. But paying respect. What about paying respect to devotees? That itself is becoming difficult. That is more difficult. Paying respect to devotees. So then, fifth, faultless Draupadi, the Pandavas' newly married wife, slowly and somewhat timidly approached Lord Krishna, who sat on an exalted seat, and offered him her obeisances. Purport. Srimati Draupadi was so devoted to Lord Krishna that she herself was called Krishna, which is the feminine form of the name. And Arjuna was also called Krishna because of his devotion to the Lord. Similarly, the devotees of modern Krishna consciousness movement are often called the Krishnas. So it appeared that the custom of addressing Krishna's devotees by his name has a long history. So nowadays, freedom of speech is another confusion. Okay? There was no freedom of speech in Vedic culture. Now, see how it is confusing. India has allowed there the freedom of speech, but hate speech is not allowed. You understand hate speech? Freedom of speech is allowed, but you cannot tell anything against any prominent person. So that is why freedom of speech itself is wrong. There should be culture. There should be training, what to speak, what to write, what not to write, what not to speak. So, we are all conditioned by generations. And nowadays, many devotees are asking question, Prabhuji, when we sing Hare Krishna, are we not calling Draupadi? Because Krishna. So we should chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Then I asked one devotee, are you not calling Arjuna? I said, you keep chanting Krishna, Draupadi will not come, Krishna will come. And if Draupadi will come, she will take you to Krishna. Don't worry. You keep chanting. Too much confusion. Devotees are so much, I don't know where is so much time coming from. The mind is wandering in the entire universe and these kind of thoughts are coming. And they're spreading through social media and other devotees. That is why you should become very grounded in philosophy. You should come. Prabhupada says, if you will not come as soon as possible to the stage of Madhyama, you may anytime leave Krishna consciousness. Because you are on Kanishtha level, you may leave Krishna consciousness anytime. You are on the danger zone. At least come to the level of Madhyama. Madhyama is one who is fixed up in philosophy and he will never be shaken up by anyone. Because he is fixed up, he is grounded in philosophy. People are not reading Prabhupada books. Devotees not reading Prabhupada books, then how will you become grounded? Reading all these exalted books, but not Prabhupada books. It's like when Prabhupada was asked by reporters, why should we come to temple? Krishna is everywhere. And Prabhupada would say, yes, Krishna is everywhere and Krishna is not in the temple. When you are saying Krishna is everywhere, why Krishna is not in the temple? So we are reading all different books, but not reading Prabhupada's books, and Prabhupada gave us all other books. It's amazing. Who taught me who is Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, who is Rupa Goswami, who is Sanatana Goswami, who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Veer Raghava Acharya, and Jeev Goswami? Who taught me? I became a ISKCON devotee by reading Prabhupada's books. And without understanding Prabhupada's books, I should read other books. See the psychology of child, how the child grows and how mother takes care. When a child is born, mother feeds child only her milk. No cow milk, no buffalo milk, no so many milks, coconut milk, soya milk, badam milk, so many milks are coming. Vegan milk, vegan milk has come. If you are becoming a vegan and you don't want milk, why are you drinking vegan milk? So vegan milk is made up of, like, badam milk is called vegan milk. So much confusion out there. That's why it's more important for us. So the child drinks mother's milk only until unless mother, gives birth and dies. In unfortunate circumstances, then okay, some substitute, then cow milk is given. But in generally, we're talking about only mother's milk. For few months, nothing, not even water is allowed. At least till 4 months. Annaprashna Sanskar happens after 4th month. Not even water is allowed for the child. How many of us have grown up that I can leave Prabhupada's book and go here and then read other books? First grow up. Prabhupada is feeding us like a mother. When the child gains that sufficient immunity and strength, then only child is taken to the stage of Annaprashna and some different things are fed to him. So when we are sufficiently powerful spiritually, then we can look for other books. If I'm not able to sit and control my senses and control my eyelids while chanting, while sitting in Bhagavatam, and then I'm thinking that I'm spiritually powerful. Because someone may ask, that Prabhuji, how will we know we are spiritually having that strength or not? Do we have spiritual strength or not? How will we know? When you sit at one place, chant 16 rounds without stopping, without sleeping, and attentive hearing, then you talk about spiritual strength. Otherwise, where is the spiritual strength? And that's why we are becoming confused and we are not able to grow from Kanishta to Madhyama. Because we are not getting fixed up. We're just running, jumping from here, like people changing television channels. Jumping from one concept to another concept to third concept to fourth concept and making, all messed up. So till the time, and the mother will decide, not the child decide. Child will not say, 4 months old baby will not say to the mother, Mama, now time has come when I should eat Cerelac. Will he say? Some mothers are sitting here, can they confirm whether the child is talking to them like that? बोर हो गया ना मम्मी, अभी एक ही दूध पी के बोर हो गया, अभी चेंज करने का, अभी फ्लेवर्ड मिल्क चाहिए, किधर से लाए? Child will never say. Mother will decide. So Guru will decide what practice you will perform or you will not perform in bhakti. Not you will decide or I will decide. It's Guru's job. And that independence we have to give up. And we are not able to give up that independence and we are suffering. Swatantra jivane. What is that? Bado dukha paiya. Swatantra jivane. All the sufferings because of Swatantra jivan. And child grows wonderfully. Yeah? And only even after till few years, he is not asked what he will be eating, what he will be wearing. Mother supplies everything. You cannot ask a 1-year-old child which brand of jeans you will wear. He will not know Levi's or Lee Cooper or so other jeans. He will only know Huggies. That is the permanent cloth he is wearing for few years. Yes? It's diapers. And if you ask very old people, they will only know one name, family. So there's the adult diaper called family. When people grow old, they're not able to control so. The life is a circle. So let Prabhupada decide, let Guru decide. Many times we sadhakas run behind the skills. Oh, I want to learn this, I want to learn this, I want to learn. Did you ask your Guru? One devotee came, I want to learn English. He started learning English, brahmachari. Did you ask your Guru? I asked him. He said, no. I asked my manager. Why don't you take initiation from your manager? Now he's no more. Some will run behind learning Sanskrit language, some will run behind learning English language. And Krishna will speak all the languages. If Krishna can understand the language of peacock and parrots and birds, why will not speak your language? So Krishna, this holy name, chanting of Krishna, it's all confusion. You just chant. And then this Ramo Ramo. Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Baba, please try to understand. It's simple. Have some intelligence, na? What is the name of our deity? RadhaRasbihari. Actually, technically, Sanskrit word is RadhaRasbihari. But because our parampara is coming from Bengal, so Va is pronounced as B. What is initiation called in Sanskrit? Diksha. But what Prabhupada calls it? Dikha. But that is how, but Prabhupada writes Diksha, na? What is Prabhupada writing? Diksha. So what we should call? Dikha or Diksha? So some Bengali devotees, they're singing and they say Hare Ramo, and then all over the world everyone learns, oh, Ramo is new God. What happened to Rama? Oh, he is out of trend. Hashtag Ramo. So all learn Ramo Ramo. Read Prabhupada's books. You will understand. Don't get into this. Nowadays devotees, Ashtang Pranam, Dandvat Pranam is Ashtang Pranam, and there is Panchang Pranam from Mataji's. So nowadays, sometimes I get message, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Panchang Pranam. First of all, you are not doing Panchang Pranam, so why are you writing? So it's all confusion. We are becoming more bodily conscious than people outside. Yeah? Text 6. Satyaki is also accepted a seat of honor after receiving worship and welcome from the Pandavas, and the Lord's other companions, being duly honored, sat down in various places. So Satyaki and other assistants were also following. Satyaki is Yuyudhan. And then 7th, the Lord then went to see his aunt Kunti. He bowed down to her and she embraced him, her eyes moist with great affection. Lord Krishna inquired from her and her daughter-in-law, Draupadi, about their welfare, and they in turn questioned him at length about his relatives in Dwaraka. Purport. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur envisions that Lord Krishna was sitting on his seat. He saw his aunt Kunti approaching in great eagerness to see him. He then rose at once, quickly went up to her and offered his obeisances. Her eyes moistened with extreme love. She embraced him and smelled his head. Text 8. So overcome by love that her throat choked up and her eyes filled with tears, Queen Kunti remembered that many troubles she and her sons had endured. Thus she addressed Lord Krishna, who appears before his devotees to drive away their distress. So Kunti will now, Mother Kunti will speak, but she will not address Krishna as God. Not like what happens in the prayers. Queen Kunti's prayers. She is openly glorifying Krishna. But she says that you are so merciful that you always think about us, you always care about us. Krishna is merciful. And because of that, even though our life has so many troubles, we are not in distress because you are protecting us. If you read the prayers of Queen Kunti, this is the sum and substance, that we have been suffering. We have been given unlimited suffering, but we were protected because of you. So again, same thing is coming. We are suffering because we have not yet accepted the protection of Krishna. It's not that Krishna is not giving us protection. Krishna is ready to give us protection. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma suchaha. How many of you have visited Tirupati temple, Balaji temple? So Balaji has 2 hands or 4 hands? He has 2 hands. It's not 4 hands, they are symbols. It's 2-handed Lord. And one of the hand, it's written there, Ma Suchaha. It's written. Have you seen that? No, you cannot see because just few, Lava Matra Darshan you get there. Not even 1 second. It's Lava Matra Darshan. So it's written, Ma Suchaha. Do not worry. And we are still worried. Being the sons and daughters of Krishna, we are worried. Such unfortunate situation we are into. It's like the child of a billionaire who is crying for few pebbles when his father can actually build him a house made up of pure gold and all the toys made up of gold studded with diamonds and rubies and emeralds and so on. But he's crying for few pebbles. So our Father is Krishna. The more we connect with Krishna, the more happier we will become. Otherwise, the more disconnected we are, more sufferings, and more sufferings. So only solution is Krishna consciousness. And the easiest process to attain Krishna consciousness is chanting. Attentive chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we are celebrating this Holy Name Week. Started from one day, Holy Name Day. Now it has become Holy Name Week. For us, actually it is Holy Name Year. And year after year, Holy Name Years. Eventually to become Holy Name Life. So the more attentive we are in chanting, the more blissful we will be, even amongst all the miseries of the world. All the miseries of the world. You will be happy because you are satisfied. So chanting attentively is the only solution to all the miseries we are into. You don't have to change anything. No change of cloth, no change of direction of the bed, no change of room, no change of services, no change of, Brahmanda, no change of species. वो सब अपने आप होगा. It will happen. Karma will take its own sweet time and change. But what we are here to change is the consciousness. And that consciousness will only be changed by chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Everything will come from Hare Krishna Mahamantra. If you attentively chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, you will be enthusiastic. You will be faithful to the parampara. You will be loyal to parampara. You will be in a servitor mentality to all the devotees. You will bow down to the deities after your chanting, 7:15 darshan, with love and affection, with so much awe and reverence, because you have chanted. You will honor prasadam with that consciousness that I am honoring Krishna prasadam, which is non-different from Krishna. Only by chanting. And if your chanting is not up to the mark, do whatever you want, you will not be happy. That is why Srila Prabhupada says 99% of our bhakti depends on chanting. Srila Rupa Goswami, I'll just stop after this. Srila Rupa Goswami says in Padyavali, he writes, he says, my dear Lord, one who desires to chant pure holy name, only desire is there. One who desires to chant the holy name purely, only desire, at least we can have desire. Then 4 things happen. When one desires to chant the holy name with attention, with purity, 4 things happen. Lord Brahma prepares Madhupark. Madhupark is basically to do Abhishek. So Brahma knows now in few moments, as per Brahma's few moments, this Jiva will go to Vaikuntha and I will do his Abhishek. Just by the desire. Maya, she becomes unconscious. When a Jiva desires to chant, Skanda Purana also says, when you just chant one word, Hare, that means you have tightened your waist belt to go back to Vaikuntha. That is the power of chanting. So Maya, faints. Yamraja's scribes who are writing, what they are writing? Our account of sinful activities. They will gaze at the lotus feet, at the toenail of the lotus feet of the chanter. Chitragupta will gaze at the toenail of the chanter, not of Krishna, of the chanter. Just one who has developed the desire to chant the holy name attentively. And all the fears, they will run away from our life. 4 things happen, Srila Rupa Goswami says. People are reading the Acharya's commentary, but do we have faith on Acharya's words? Do we have faith on Rupa Goswami's words? That what he is saying? You're reading Rupa Goswami's books, but do you have faith? Just by chanting, these 4 things will happen. Do we chant with that amount of faith when we sit in the morning for chanting? So just chant attentively. Everything will manifest and unfold. Like the lotus blooming when the sun rises. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Any questions anyone has? Yes, Radha Krishna Prabhu.
हरे कृष्ण। बहुत बढ़िया, बहुत सुंदर उपाख्यान आपका है और आपने सभी का उदाहरण देकर हम तमाम भक्तों को ये सिखाया है, बताया कि किस प्रकार से हम जो जैसे मम्मी का उदाहरण दिया, प्रभुपाद का उदाहरण दिया, आचार्य का उदाहरण दिया, ये सारी बातें ये कब लागू होगी इस मंदिर के लिए। मैं देखता हूँ कि जैसे मंदिर में भक्त आते हैं, आप लोग भक्त लाते हैं, ये भक्त येलो में है तब तक तो मंदिर में है, उसके बाद वो मार्केट में जहाँ हमारा जपा होता है वहाँ रहते, लेकिन वो संध्या आरती में नहीं आते हैं। उनकी क्या रुचि है। साथ साथ में कई लोगों को मंगलाचरण पता नहीं है। जैसे आपने कहा कि ये जो मम्मी जो दूध डिसाइड करेगी वही दूध उसके जीवन के लिए सफल हो जाएगा। तो ये भी एक ऐसी घटना है इस मंदिर के अंदर कि आगे कैसा होगा, इसका कौन दायित्व है, कौन दायित्व है। भक्त लोग अपने अपने सेवा में लग जाएंगे और संध्या आरती नहीं आएंगे। जपा के समय प्रभुपाद ने कहा कि प्रभुपाद के सामने बैठ के जपा करना चाहिए, वो भक्त जपा नहीं करेंगे, अपने अपने रूम में करेंगे। क्लास के समय कितने लाल कपड़े हैं आपके सामने उधर, ये किधर है सारे भक्त, क्यों ये सेवा करते नहीं है। वजह क्या है? जब आप इतना उपदेश दे रहे हैं प्रभु और ये सब सिखा रहे हैं, बता रहे हैं, अभी एकादशी के दिन जो क्लास हुआ है वो प्रभुपाद का सिर्फ प्रोग्राम के वो प्रोग्राम हुआ। सारे भक्तों ने सुना होगा कि प्रभुपाद ने कहा यू अटेंड ओनली मॉर्निंग एंड इवनिंग प्रोग्राम, नथिंग एल्स, कोई चीज़ की कमी नहीं होगी तुमको। वहाँ पर लिखा था कि एक भक्त हरिदास प्रभु ने कहा, प्रभुपाद ने पूछा प्रभुपाद जी का भक्त किधर है? तो हरिदास प्रभु ने कहा, वो लिखा था आप किताब में कि वो सारे भक्त कलेक्शन करने गए। तो प्रभुपाद ने कहा कलेक्शन करने गए? क्यों कलेक्शन करने गए भक्त ये? और ये पर यहाँ पर कोई भी नहीं है संध्या आरती में अभी, इसका वजह क्या है? हाँ, कौन कलेक्शन करता है इधर? कृष्ण करते हैं कि आप करते हैं? तो हरिदास ने कहा कि कुछ नहीं कहा उन्होंने। तो प्रभुपाद समझाते हैं पहले तुम्हारी ड्यूटी करो फिर भगवान तुम्हारा काम करेगा। यू अटेंड फर्स्ट योर प्रोग्राम। तो हम लोग बाहर से जब आते हैं प्रभु यहाँ पर भक्ति करते हैं, भक्ति करने के आते हैं, लेकिन इसके बाद भी ये जो हमारे मन में क्यों घुसता नहीं? जो आप इतनी बड़ी बड़ी बातें अभी लास्ट में जो बताया आपने इस बात को कि यमराज रूप गोस्वामी इस बात को थॉट करते हैं कि यमराज भी अपने खाते से अपना नाम कैंसिल करते हैं या माया अपनी रस्सी छोड़ देती है। तो ये कब हमारे दिमाग में आएगा कि हम ये सब करना है? कि जब मंगलाचरण ही ठीक नहीं हो रहा है तो हम कैसे भगवत भक्ति में आगे बढ़ सकते हैं? और इसकी कौन इसका अधिकारी है? कैसे समझा सकते हैं हम लोग? हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्ण। तो हरिनाम लेंगे तो ठीक हो जाएंगे, क्योंकि मायाबद्ध जीव हैं हम सब। अहंकार है ना, अहंकार मत्त हैया, अहंकार में मत्त होता है जीव, तब ये दशा होती है। तो कुछ लोग बातों से समझेंगे, नहीं तो माया की लातों से समझेंगे। जितना जल्दी प्रभुपाद जी इतने करुणामयी हैं कि प्रभुपाद जी को बहुत दुख भी लगता है। कई बार प्रभुपाद रोते भी हैं कि लोग समझ नहीं रहे हैं, क्योंकि बच्चा नहीं जानता है ना कि वो दुख में है, लेकिन माँ को तो रोना आता है ना कि हमारा बेटा दुख में है। तो ऐसे ही हम अहंकार के नशे में हैं, तो चैंटिंग करने से सुधार होगा हमारी चेतना का, तब फर्क पड़ेगा, नहीं तो फिर ऑप्शन नहीं है। जब तक साधना भक्ति नहीं करेंगे। जो भक्त सेवा में है, अभी थोड़ी सेवा डिफरेंट है, शाम को थोड़ा प्रचार होता है, तो वो अलग बात है ना? कि कहीं ना कहीं सेवा में लगा हुआ है, कृष्ण से जुड़ा हुआ है। जी प्रभु, you have a question?
Wonderful class. My question is, it was very surprised to see a devotee who was 30 years in the society.
He's still there.
No, I'm not talking about that devotee, the other devotee.
Okay, other devotee.
And he's a preacher, and I have seen him doing the Dandavati Govardhan Parikrama. So do you consider this is a most austerity for our inspiration?
Dandavati Parikrama is not told to us by Srila Prabhupada. Dandavati Parikrama Sanatan Goswami never did. He used to do everyday Parikrama, but never did Dandavati Parikrama. Started from somewhere, who knows, but nowhere it's mentioned by our acharyas. This is like 1 month-old baby telling the mother, I don't want to drink this milk. I'm going out and I'll drink some orange juice, some Coca-Cola. Okay, go ahead. You will not gain anything. Dandavati Parikrama, yes, there is an association of Govardhan. You are in Govardhan, but still because we are not following the Acharya's instruction, Krishna will not recognize that. That will be they will bring some Sukriti, but will not bring Bhakti. So Krishna will give Sukriti. He has made a mechanism. You do whatever, you will become Sukriti. You know, Sukriti will, like we are paying obeisances to the Lord. So we gain Sukriti. If we pay obeisances with love and affection, after following the instruction of Prabhupada by chanting nicely, then we will get Bhakti. Bhakti only Acharya can give. Otherwise Sukriti. So Dandavati Parikrama definitely will give Sukriti because he has gone to Govardhan. He is doing parikrama. Krishna himself, when he started, Krishna is the one founder acharya of the parikrama. No? When Krishna started parikrama after Govardhan festival, he did not say Dandavati parikrama. Prabhupada does not like Dandavati parikrama in that chapter of Krishna. So who started? I don't know. It's not told by acharyas. So those who are doing, what can I say? I can just talk about myself that I don't do, I don't want to do. You know? Because we have to attain bhakti. You keep doing Dandavati till the time 10,000 years, till the time Govardhan is there. Govardhan will eventually leave in 10,000 years. So you keep doing Dandavati parikrama, Govardhan will go, you will still remain here. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Granthra, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, World Holy Name Week ki jai.